I had to really think which ones were requested. I will be trying to complete them all today, which will be for Europe night, so apologies. Yeah, it's the way it goes. Trying to multitask. Trying to clear the deck, which will be relevant for Geminis before the new year. Now, January for you guys is going to be unique. Now, I'm finding there's been some things that you guys might have been avoiding. And you've been doing a great deal of healing as well. Now, people might be critical of the way you've been healing, and people might be feeling you might be getting a lack of attention or too much attention. It depends on their perspective and their opinion. You're not really fussed either way. You know things are what they are. You have tried to eliminate some of the stress levels. You've tried different methods. It might be you've tried cleansing, detoxing, meditation. You're very open to all aspects of that. Now, some of your healing is coming directly through your channeling. It can be through the way you deal with other people. People do come to you for advice. It's feeling as though people are critical of the way that you're healing, but it's your method. Some situations are going to, that have been there, are going to come up again to look at because they haven't been finalised. They're not things you want to address either, but they're going to have to be addressed. You also know some aspects of a finalisation is coming through, and this is in the new year. Yeah. Okay, so this can be for you guys a move of house. You're hoping not, but in a way you're thinking maybe it's time. It can be a way you're doing something differently. It's also a very serious energy coming through. That although some aspects of healing have been, you know, kind of you've been moving through them, you also do know that an aspect is that change is necessary. You need the change, and the way you've been living is not correct. Now, for some of you, I do feel a connection is not correct. And it's not to say that you don't have, you know, deep love towards this connection. It's just, and it's funny because I've had this ring on for ages. All of a sudden I wanted to take the ring off and I don't know why. It's like you feel the connection's right, but you feel a connection to a person. This could be a family member, it could be a loved one. But something inside you through that healing process has completely changed. And you're scared to speak your truth connected to it. You don't know how to look at it. You just know it's changed. Love is there, but it's not the same as it was before. And that's definitely changing. And you didn't want to face the truth of this situation. And it's also a trigger point coming from the past, which again, in the previous video, past over loved one come through. And this is relevant for you guys too, in some shape or form. Now, healing connected to a past tense event or a past tense person has not completely been purged. Some elements of that situation are still unresolved. And, you know, most of our purging in the number 1 year, 2017, had come about in a very harsh manner. It's been very difficult energy. And for everyone, probably the last 2 years previously to 2018, I do feel some of that is more ready to be cemented in a final sense in 2018. Some of it that you had avoided probably for the last 2 years is definitely going to come up on the table in January for you to look at. It might come through in a sense of a conversation or an old block. And it's going to feel yucky, but you know, I feel you're going to be in a safer place to actually address the situation. Look, 9 times out of 10, you're the most mature when it comes to actually dealing with this. You don't want to, but it's going to be dealt with. A conversation will happen with one particular person in relation to your future plans of what you're wanting to do connected to this issue that has not been purged. It's a touchy subject. It's definitely a touchy subject, whatever this conversation is going to be. but you will deal with it with tact and honesty, and I think you will understand the other person's perspective connected to this. And with the separate individual, although in some shape or form you've swept an aspect of something under the carpet, they've almost ignored it completely to the point like it's not real. That's angered you. Because while you've been purging, they know something's wrong, and they're quite, and all these cards coming up sideways. This is connected to money. All these aspects you've been fully aware of and been dealing with them at an emotional level, all the while, to a degree, you haven't felt supported. You haven't felt supported connected to that. So you felt you've done that kind of growth spiritually, sort of on your own, which has been pretty yucky. Some family members are taking you out of context, and at times you would love to blow your top at them. But remember, they have their perspective too, and the way in which they heal is very different to the way you heal. So yours is no more relevant than theirs. It's just the way they do it is going to be different. I do feel there may be a truce connected to the both of you. And when you do finally have that large conversation, this is a third energy. It feels like three dynamics going on. One partner related or love interest related. The other is going to be a family member. Yeah, two family members, two conversations. So either two separate family members or two separate close people. Lots is going to change for you. You're almost looking back over old ground of what you used to be like, you know, in a very bubbly kind of optimistic kind of way. You're angry that that's not there anymore, but you're also optimistic as well in a sense that you realize you're not looking at life with rose-colored glasses. You're looking at it from an optimistic point of view now, but from a spiritual faith point of view where you have the tools you need to use in order to get through adversity. So it's equipped you better, but you're still the same person to the core. It's just you had some hard lessons which are going to aid you in order to kind of move forward in a different way. It's going to be a more humbled, authentic way. And again, for you guys, it does feel like you are going through like this awakening process, so to speak, but an aspect of it is blocked. A memory is coming up in a trigger point, which is very heavy, and it's really, really, really troubling you. And you're wondering if there's any aspect or way to deal with it. And you've tried multiple ways of dealing with it, but so far to the point, nothing has actually helped. I do feel the only way really to deal with that is to dig into the hurt and actually just let it hurt and pour out, and that's the easiest way to purge it. But don't feel you've got to micromanage yourself or come to a place where you've got to go into hermit mode, because that's not going to help you either. So January, what's going on with you guys? Something you're not going to let go of, okay? And this is connected to family. So it might be an altercation you had, or the way you view something, or a particular family member, but it feels like a conflict. It feels like a conflict you're not ready to let go of. It could be an internal conflict or a physical family member. You are trusting your instincts connected to this. So it might be that somebody in your family doesn't directly agree with you or see eye to eye with you. You do love them. It's just you need to look at it from a different perspective. Okay, you've let go of control. So you're letting it flow, and you just can't be bothered. So you're just letting it flow and let it go. I'm very well today. Okay, money. It's not like, it is coming in, but as quick as it's coming in, it's going out. It's flowing, all right, but it's coming in and going out. Don't get up in your head about that in January. It's okay. It means what bills are coming in, they're going to be covered. You may not have great surplus, but it's setting the foundation so the deck is clear so you can move forward with your plans. You're not seeing the blessing in this, although there should be, because everything's going to be paid. Everything you work on will be finalised. Now, there is going to be passionate words directly connected to cash. People's opinions of what you're doing with your cash and really questioning why. There's nothing really in reserve. Or what you're working on, they're not seeing an outcome of. This feels like an external influence. It feels like it might be a partner, it may be a family member, it might be a friend, it might be a co-worker. They've got an opinion about what you're working on, how hard you're working on. It might even be your health. Somebody is having an opinion about it and it's a bit heated. Try and step away from the situation and realise that the way they're expressing things, they think it's from love, but it's not. You are super aware of everything that's going on that you're working on. They need to not micromanage you when it comes to this, because this is your path, not theirs. This is going to give you the freedom, so keep working at it, whatever you're doing, be it your health, your emotions, even at a financial level. You're feeling, financially speaking, you're never going to be free. I'm feeling you are. You just need to keep going. What is coming in is going out, but you are 20 steps closer to where you need to be. So have faith in the process. That feels like it's the direct message for that. Now, in your general life, you're going to become more optimistic. So January is going to be a very optimistic, good month for you. You do start the month off being optimistic, and I do feel you're going to start making some plans. There are going to be some things coming out of left field. But again, the tools that were given to you in 2016, 2017, they were all there for a reason. And you needed those 2 years to come to number 2. So we needed a good 2 years training, if one would say hell, in order to come to this place. Your intuition is larger now. And your intuition will be used in January, connected to every area of your life. Trust your intuition. Do not question it during this process, because it is going to serve you well. Whether it be something you're investing in, or the way in which you're going to communicate, or feeling that some things need to be walked away from. You will know the limits. You will know your personal limits. You will know your personal boundaries and when enough is enough. So trust that, because your instincts are guiding you in January. Singles. What's happening with Gemini singles? Okay, some of you may be taking or going to book a holiday. Now, this holiday is long overdue. Some of you, it's going to be on a boat. It does feel like it's a big investment. Now, it may come in the way of a conversation. It may be a spiritual quest that you're going on. So it doesn't have to be by water. It can be just an emotional connection to a trip you're going to be taking. For some of you, it can be to a health farm to trial a different way of doing something. But it does feel long overdue and something you're wanting to do. It feels on your own. For some of you, it will be with other people, but I'm feeling it's more internally. It's for you than anyone else as per se. I do see some of you actually getting work done. Now, when I say work done, cosmetics, something to that degree, or something to a ratio of health. You're wanting something to get a shuffle along. You're really wanting to move forward with some aspect that you've been planning on. And in the romantic sector, you're wanting love to move. You're wanting it to be different. I do feel you've had a shifty energy around you in the past. It sort of feels as though you've been reluctant to invest in a situation and you're assessing it. I feel it's past tense energy though. It's due to a previous situation. Look, it could even be childhood. It doesn't have to be a love interest. But it is feeling as though a past tense scenario had made you really question the connection of love. You're purging that aspect, and you're definitely healing that aspect in life, the way you're looking at things. you are looking at an external person and you're wishing your situation was like theirs. You're trying to not get up in your head about it, but you're definitely wishing something was like theirs. Yeah, you're being very, it can even be your childhood. You're looking at your family's relationship and saying, why didn't my relationship turn out that way? Or why don't my relationships turn out this way? This can be someone directly connected inside your family that is single, like as in a friendship that mixes within your social circle, and you're looking at them and you're thinking, every time I'm single, why are they taken? Or something to that degree. But it's some aspect of a purge you're doing emotionally in order for you to move forward. And this is coming up in the first week. So it may be moving through the new year. If you're not having someone with you, this is something you're manifesting. Try not to go into the new year, moving into January, in a mindset where you're saying this is the way it's going to be, because that is not all you're entitled to. Try and use that energy to manifest that of what you're wanting. This person who's coming towards you or who you're directly dealing with is having an awakening. So whatever they're doing, if they're partnered or they're with someone, or, you know, you're fretting, is it ever going to be your turn? This person is ending a cycle. Emotionally speaking, this is your energy. Okay? So don't be too harsh on yourself, and don't be too harsh on a person who's moving in towards you, because at the moment they're healing. They're ending a cycle in order to be vibrationally ready for you. Now, some of it you don't want to have to do all the work, so you will not tolerate a one-sided situation. And I'm feeling as though, you know, sometimes you do look at this other person as sometimes they can be a bit immature, and you're really reassessing whether this person who will come towards you in January, whoever they are, is going to be vibrationally correct for you. Now, opposites do attract. So if this person's coming towards you, it's for a given reason. You've attracted them. It will be a fresh start with them, though, nevertheless. And they are playful. I feel for some of them, they might be going through a stage where either they're leaving a relationship or they're leaving a work contract. They've got things going on in their life, so they're trying to tie up loose ends at a physical and emotional level. And you're looking at it and you're seeing the beauty in them, but you also need to see what they're dealing with right now, because vibrationally who they need to be isn't right away who they are. It's just going to take a little bit of time because they're healing this aspect. Now, between you, the crowning energy of both of you, you're frustrated and you're looking at this situation thinking, is it going to get off the ground? Well, you know, for them, they're ending a cycle and they're moving forward, and both of you are using intuition connected to your past and connected to where you're going. You don't want to have to do all the work. They may be very playful and youthful and want a new start with you. You will work together, though. You do work together. Now, you're looking at the beauty of the situation and the innocence, and you're being kind-hearted and open. There might be, it might take a little bit of time to get off the ground. And I'm seeing, like, almost coming into February. It feels as though it won't directly get off the ground. That's not to say something won't start or that movement isn't happening in the area of love connected to you. This could even be your physical energy healing directly connected to a past tense situation. So how it fits is how it fits. Otherwise, you need to book a reading. But these are the messages coming through. You do have all the tools to help you to manifest. Now, I do see some of you actually going out. There is a social gathering. From there is going to set the stage. I do feel changes happening. And for some of you, a career is coming about that is going to be very, very good. For some of you, this will entail travel. And it is making you edgy, this new start, but it feels romantically connected. Because you don't know what the news coming in. Okay, this person who's coming towards you may have something that they're trying to get rid of. So again, I am feeling that they were connected to somebody. And I do feel as though it might be tying up loose ends, This could even be an aspect of inheritance on their side, but it feels like they're tying up loose ends nevertheless. It's going to take a lot of work. You're going to have to be patient with them, because until they finalise situations in their life, be it contracts and they're working currently, or for some of them it could be selling a house in order to be released of a contract, so to speak, connected to something, connected to a location. It feels the energy is moving forward. It's just at the moment in January it's going to take a little bit of time. I do feel you will have communication, or you will hear about it, but this can be an internal change simply with you in readiness for February. Couples, what's going on with you guys? No comments. It's been very quiet in there. Couples. I bet Jen's fallen asleep. Are you awake, Jen? Oh, she's still here. Aren't you tired of me yet? Haven't had any cards jumping out yet. Couples. Welcome to the live session. Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting. Okay, Gemini couples, you're not very happy. Something's out of balance. You're questioning a situation. Now, depending on how far into your commitment you are, I feel as though you're questioning a situation. You're in some shape or form connected to something. This could be buying an asset. It could be moving the relationship to the next level. It could be getting engaged, getting married. You're putting something on hold. A trigger from the past is coming up. It's there for a reason. It may be that you're looking at the future, moving into the number 2 year, and you're reassessing the whole dynamic of the relationship. You're quietly moving into January with this energy, and you're very privately doing this work because you want to assess the situation as a whole. You're very much questioning where you're going from here. It's like you've pressed the pause button. It's the energy you're moving into to assess the situation. Now, your partnered energy, you're seeing them very differently. You're seeing an aspect of them that is very out of balance. And sometimes the way in which they're using money, the way they're using their energy, you're feeling it's a very one-sided energy. You didn't know this person. Okay, some of you did know, but definitely something is out of balance. And it's like you want to pull them up on it, but I don't feel you're going to. Because I feel you're in an assessment stage, in hermit mode, viewing the actual outcome of what is going on. You're being patient. You are very much looking at this. You're not going to jump the gun connected to it. But they're using their power in this situation, okay? They're definitely using their power in it. A change is coming for the better, but it depends on how you're going to deal with this direct situation. Now, you have an idea in mind. You don't. This is going to cause a chain of events that is going to cause an idea. Now, it does feel peace will be restored, but you're still stuck. Both of you are on 2 different pages. Neither one of you are bad. You're on 2 different pages. I feel until you can actually see the reality connected to that, I feel whatever you're wanting to manifest is yours to manifest completely. But you're walking 2 separate roads in a relationship. You're investing your energies in some shape or form in the relationship. So even though there is a connection here, it's feeling you need to get the balance back, and you need to have those conversations in order to understand, you know, what's going to happen. Because I feel this energy around Gemini in the coupled relationship is they have a very young energy. And it's an innocent kind of energy, but also a very playful kind of, how would you put it? They have their ideas, you have yours. You're very driven. You are very giving, but sometimes, you know, you're observing what's going on and you're looking at it and it's very different. You're still like, you're sort of back and forward when it comes to do you and really not wanting to. But you're going to have an idea of how to deal with this. And I think you might be surprised. They already know you feel this way. So, Gemini, you're going to have a change of plans. You're going to look at it and you're going to have a change of plans, because for you, this isn't working. And it may be that a cycle is, in a way, changing. However that's going to look is what you're going to make your decision on. This is going to cause healing, because you're going to have a realization. It's going to be like a spiritual awakening connected to a realization of a situation. And why is this block coming about when you're already in a given situation? Even if you've got a block in your inner situation, you need to question where it's coming from. Has it been due to a trigger that they have brought up in you? Has it been because you vibrationally do not connect with this person? Maybe at a romantic level, but maybe at a friendship level, but not at a romantic level. So something's changed. You need to ask if you're moving into January feeling like this. Otherwise, look at your rising signs, because this will not be relevant to you. Who this is directly relevant for, if you're going into January like this, why? Then why are you doing this? That's what you've got to ask yourself. They already know this is going on, but they're trying to co-create, you know, a pretty picture. Your partner is focused on money and dreams and fun, and doing their thing. It's like, recreationally speaking, I feel as though you guys have two separate interests. You do have things in common, but I feel they're quite split in a sense of what you mutually have in common. If you start finding that you're both spreading off and doing your own thing, yes, the connection's there. You need to find common ground, but I do feel you do come to a place where you're seeing synchronicities connected to, are we actually on a correct path? Do we need to steer this back, or do we need to walk away? I'll just leave it at that. That'll be right. It's all your fault, Jen. Do we need to walk away? Yes. Do I stay or do I go? Okay, 3 cards that came out. 2. Might be a third party situation, I don't know. But I don't feel that. Not in a negative, you know, way. Okay, it's about a move in some shape or form. You're neither here nor there. You also, and sometimes you're nostalgic, sometimes you're not, sometimes you're bored with it, sometimes you're content. You're neither here nor there with the situation. It's, yet you're staying. So this trigger in January is going to be very positive. Sometimes we look at triggers and we think, oh, you know, I don't really want that trigger. It's there for a reason. It comes about to help you actually open your mind to the reality of it. Thank you, Claire. Oh, okay. A connection. If you guys, yeah, the cards are very angry at me today, or at Gemini. Something that was going to move to the next level is pausing. You got engagement card in reverse. Now, if there's a pause, this can be because suddenly cash isn't available and you're thinking, is that good or bad? I don't know. Okay, a pause is there. That's not saying no, that's not saying yes. For Gemini, it's coming up as a pause. Every pause happens for a reason. You have to look at it as positive. Sometimes it's to get the ball rolling again where it needed to be. This can be sometimes because cash has been delayed or it's the incorrect date. And you could avert disaster through things like this. So never question the small things that happen because they're all there to divinely guide you, whatever's supposed to happen. During the time, it doesn't feel so great. Now, this is not to do with family. This is not to do with differences. You are trusting in the process. You're questioning whether this is the one. Wait. Don't jump the gun. Wait, assess it. It can be just an energy moving into January. But you're going to meditate on it, or it could be you meditate on the one. If you know this isn't your one, you need to ask what you're doing. If you're meditating on it and you realize it is the one, then pause and heal. But revert back to the general aspect of the reading to get more insight. Okay, you're going to focus on true love. Whatever to you true love is what you're going to invest in. This will bring the playful side of you back that has been down. You're going to keep it very close to your chest though. You're not going to let anyone else know because it's an internal war you have going on at the moment where you're making an assessment. Now this could be because you're tired. It could be because of external situations like loved ones passing over, but it feels like an assessment being made. I do feel that it's going to change and a final assessment will be made. And I do feel it'll come up in January personally. You know, for many of you, be it that's when you jump on that decision, that's a different matter. But I do feel it's definitely crowning you all the way through January and the first day, really. You miss being playful and your passion has really, you know, anything directly connected to family. So you're wanting your playful side back. It can be directly connected to childhood. The block. Passion is not there for you at the moment, so you're feeling down. And the advice is to get playful. And your base chakra. So family could be triggering you or the internal family that you're dealing with at the moment. Any questions before I go? No questions. We slow typers today. Yeah, I'm having a bit of an issue with that. Yeah, be super cautious. There is movement connected to partners in households. I do feel for Gemini, households are changing, be it you're with them or you move to another location. I do feel there's a move connected to house and it's overdue, really. But trust in that process. It doesn't have to be that it happens in January, but just, you know, be aware that if that's how you're feeling, it's vibrationally there to be addressed. And when you can, you know, go with the flow of it. Thank you, Andrew. Oh, don't even get me started on someone installing things. It'll make me paranoid now. I'm shuffling the cards to get ready for the next one. Don't know what I'll be doing yet. No more questions. So are there any couples out there who have been going through this energy? Yeah, I feel that if you are at that point where you're walking away, I think it's been a long time coming. I'm doing Leo for Antonella. Yes, I did say I'd do Leo for Yeah, I think there are many, it's sort of like a 50-50. Yeah, I do feel as though for some of you there is a situation where it's been a long time coming. I don't feel, some of you I do feel that if you do choose that road, and it'll be something you choose. I mean, I'm a reader, I'm psychic, it's your road. Ultimately speaking, it feels like a calm energy, like it has, on the 3D it might not have happened, but internally, spiritually, on both sides, it very much has fizzled, you know, where it's changed. And that's if that's directly relevant for you. Otherwise, look at your rising signs. It's like it's been overdue. So for singles, any comments on the singles love area? Work out what you want today, not just what they want, because our energies are directly in sync and connected. Sometimes we can morph realities into the next person we're directly connected to. So then if something is relevant in another person, you have to vibrationally ask yourself, is that acceptable for you? If you wish to let them meditate on it, that is completely up to you. But then if you feel that is not acceptable for you, and you don't want to be in an uncertain dynamic, then it will be your choice what you feel you physically need to do. How did I lose my Kiwi accent? Well, I've been in Australia since I was 9. Most people say I still have it. Yeah, I don't know. I've been here since I was 9. Okay, I will be back in a minute for the, Jen, was it Leo? Leo reading. Antonella's probably gone to sleep by now. Yes, Leos are acting very interestingly at the minute, so it'll be interesting what comes through for Leo. I'm glad you guys liked the reading. Well, she better not be. She'll probably ring me any minute. Happy New Year to you too. I'm hoping to get all of these videos done. I hate letting you guys down. I'm such a perfectionist. I've got to get over that. But it's the one, I usually like them all up in one box, ready to go. But dealing with my path at the moment has been super challenging. You know, obviously being a twin as well, I have aspects that I've got to purge. So, you know, to be on point, also manage the readings. Yeah. Yes, well, I'll be here in 2 seconds for Leo. And I'll have to wake the lady up if she's gone. She'll be like, oh! Well, I did 4 videos the other day. I do up to 7 or 10 a day, readings-wise. So I will have my shower after and I will cleanse. For me, I've only got room for 1 more. I shall be fine. Happy New Year. Okay, I'll be back in 5 minutes and I will do the Leo. And then I will have to come back maybe tonight and do the rest. Otherwise, it will be tomorrow to finalise them. No promises, but I've given a heads up as to how it's going to flow. So I'll do my best and I'll be back in 5.